Okay, this is just a quick video that I'm making for Accurate Sight 7 so that a mate of mine, Dorian, can work out how to use it. Okay, open the file, pretty straightforward. What you're going to do, Dorian, is you're going to fill out the blanks. Okay, a lot of these parts don't make too much difference and you're going to get a good result. So, shaft length, in your case, just measure it, pretty straightforward. Diameter, leave it at 5. Your mass weight of your arrows, because they used to be mine, is 394. Now, then you're going to do your peep sight distance. If you're not sure what that is, measure them at full draw. It tells you how to do it. Measure from your peep to the lens in your sight at full draw. And then from your peep to the center of your arrow. Okay, at full draw. Okay, so basically if you were to draw your bow back to full draw, then straight down, so at right angles to the arrow, the distance between the peep and the arrow slots in here. Now I've pre-coded this, so I'll be able to go in and load it from before. Only takes a second. So the shaft length, I think my shaft length is actually slightly longer than that. But as I said, this part doesn't seem to make too much difference at all. This bit here is very important, okay? So peep to sight, 810, peep to arrow, 1005. Threads per inch, from memory, if you look the same as me, which I think you have, it's 24 threads per inch. If you're not sure, you can just ask your sight manufacturer. Short distance, I always use 15. Be really specific with this, okay? So take your time, get your 15 meter sight setting. Mine happens to be 330. Your long distance, you can use anything in here. I happen to use 50 meters for field. It seems to be the most appropriate. And because we shoot so much for 50 meters, you've usually got a pretty good one there. Now your sight gap is the distance between, in millimeters, between this one and this one. So measure it with vernier calipers on your sight, okay? This will then calculate everything else for you automatically, okay? I tend to not use any of this stuff. I should probably have a play with it and see how it goes, but I managed to get my 421 at the Nationals in Mark Field using this, and it's worked pretty well. Now, your next bit, so once you've saved all this, so you've put it all in yourself, you're gonna hit File, Save. Save it with whatever you want, maybe call it whatever your bow is, you know, like if it's a Prevail, and then the arrow type and the date. Okay, makes it easy. Print. You can either print a sight tape or print table to printer is the one I prefer to use. I'll just show you what it looks like. So here you're going to get, actually I'll just print it and then show you. It gives you all the distance markers, 5, 10, 15, 20, right up to 100 meters. And it also shows you what your distances are if you're shooting angles. So that's 5 meter increments. All right, now let's go in here. This is the one I like to use too, 2 to 90. Now what this does is it gives you everything, all your meterage right through, okay? It's important because, you know, like, you know, just a small angle, you might be only cutting 1 or 2 meters off, and it's a lot easier to just go, oh, all right, it's a 30 meter target, bit of a decline, I want to shoot it on 28, you know what, then you know exactly what your 28 meter sight setting is, okay? So that's simple to print. And I don't know if you can see that pretty well, but it comes up exactly the same. Just remember that there's meters and yards. So if you're using it for IFAA, you're going to be using yards. If you're going to be using, you know, your world archery stuff or whatever, you're going to be using meters here. Okay, so let's go back into, have a play around with a few of these things. You can just see what it actually does. Settings for scope. So let's say you're aiming 20 degrees down, or let's say 30 degrees down. So the bevel on a shore lock is 30 degrees. You can have a look and see, oh, what happens at 10 meters if I'm shooting on a 30 degree down angle. You know, so flat ground, you're on 298, but on 30 degree down, you're 272. It gives you angles. All right, don't stress on it too much. Start off with giving this a go and have a play with it. It's the best program I've ever used.